Hi, my name is Kimberly, and I'm going to discuss with you my recommendations as well as my personal experience going through a broken radius and ulna, and this occurred with my 6-year-old daughter. I'm going to give you the pros and cons and just a little informative on how to choose a good doctor as well as the normal procedures that you go through. My daughter broke her ulna and her radius, and as you can see by here's a picture of the x-ray. The ulna, which is the smallest bone, is nearly barely attached, and the ulna, or the radius, the largest bone, is not only completely unattached, but it looks like it's overlapping the other bone by at least 1 inch or so. All right, so it was a really bad break. First of all, we went to the urgent care center. They can't really do anything at the urgent care center, so they said go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and at the hospital they took that x-ray that I just showed you. The doctor recommended a closed surgery, and what that is they don't put the person under normal anesthesia where you have someone breathing for them, assisting them with breathing. Rather, you are under an anesthetic like ketamine, that's what they gave my daughter, and she breathed on her own. She was out, okay, and then they put her in this device. It looks like kind of like those little Chinese game things that they used to do, but it's more netted, looking like a netting, and it's like wide on the bottom. They attached all her fingers, and then they hold it up on this thing, and then the doctor pushes and feels his way around the arm and puts things back together by feel mainly, and I guess a little sight. Okay, after this is done, they go and get more x-rays. My recommendation is if you go through this, make sure you see the x-rays at the top as well as the side view. I did not happen to notice, I don't think we received the side view because I didn't notice this at all. I'm pretty positive I didn't see the side view, because had I seen it, I would have demanded that she go into a regular surgery or see another doctor or say, do something, because it had not been, after the closed surgery, there was not a complete contact between the two bones, the radius. Was maybe like 10% attached. So I'm going to show you an x-ray of that as well. All right, and actually I'm going to show you this little picture just so you get an idea, but I have a bigger picture. As you can see, this is barely attached, but let me go online really quick, and I'm going to show you her x-ray. I'm going to bring you in a little more. This was after the closed reduction, and this is the picture we saw. Now, the doctor that did this closed reduction, I'm not saying he's a bad doctor, because I think he tried his best, to be honest with you, and he was very nice, but we did not see this side view. Had I seen it, I wouldn't have been satisfied when I left, for obvious reasons. Let's get a little closer. I want you to see the side view. This is her, whoopsie, I'm sorry, her radius. This is the largest bone in her arm, and as you can see, it is barely attached. So although it appears in this picture to be pretty good, like they're both together, if you go to the side view, once again, you can see that they're barely attached. Okay, so anyways, the next thing that they do after you leave the hospital is they recommend that you see another doctor, okay, to do a follow-up. So they did the closed reduction, they did the x-ray, we saw the top portion of the x-ray, and then they wrapped her in this like a hard part at the bottom, and then the wrap around it, and they put her up to here, and then they didn't recommend, or the next doctor that we saw did not want to, we had to wait a number of days for the swelling to go down. So we went and saw Dr. Sacco at East Bay Sports Medicine. Now, that is where I got the x-ray that I just showed you of the side view, and that is when I just about fell over. I saw the x-ray and I thought, I couldn't believe, I wasn't expecting to see that side view looking like it did. And so when I saw the side view of the x-ray, I was just shocked. It was barely attached. But what shocked me even more is that Dr. Sacco did not want to correct it, and he wanted to leave my 6-year-old daughter that way. It was so shocking to me. And not only that, I was not impressed by his bedside manner. I did go online, which I recommend all of you to do, to go on healthgrades.com and look at people's reviews. It is very important. I did see his reviews before seeing him, but I thought that perhaps had I been really nice, that perhaps I was just hoping the reviews, at the time when I saw him, they were 3s. I was just hoping, you know, maybe just people just, I don't know. I don't know what I was hoping. I was hoping that the reviews weren't like really describing him, I guess. So, but when I was in his office and he did the x-ray and he showed me the picture on the screen, and I said to him, you can't leave her like this. She has to be fixed. I mean, there's no way. He didn't even remove her little thing, because he said that he didn't want to move anything, and if this was his child, he would leave them like that. And I was saying, well, how can she have a normal life? Not only will she be disfigured, she won't have proper function. I mean, this bone, the largest anchor bone in her body, was barely attached. And he's like, well, I'm not going to do surgery on her. If you want a second opinion, I'll call that pause person, referring to her my daughter's primary doctor. So I even looked at his colleague that was standing next to him, and I said, look at the picture on the screen. I said, please, would you help my daughter? Will you do something? He doesn't want to help her. Oh, no, he says, if Dr. Sacco thinks she'll be fine, that's fine. And I thought, you know, this is just horrible. This is, I mean, here we live in 2011. How could you leave a 6-year-old, you know, that's still growing and very active, with knowing her bone is barely connected, the anchor bone of the body that controls these fingers, you know, it'll affect her the rest of her life, just barely connected. And anyways, it was just very upsetting. Well, I'm going to tell you now what to do if you're ever in that situation, and how to speed things up. When I left his office, I asked the assistant for a copy of the x-ray that they just did. And if they don't give you a copy, you can ask them to email or fax it to, not fax, but email it or to the next doctor that you see. But this is the CD that it came in, and that's why I'm able to show you on the computer right now a copy of her picture. I took that CD to Muir Orthopedics in Walnut Creek, and I didn't have an appointment, but what I did was I contacted my Isabella's primary a number of times, and I wasn't getting through. So what I did was I pushed the little button that says, if you're a doctor, push this button, and I pushed it, and I got right through. And then I told them, I said, please, 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 you know, this is urgent. And, you know, truly I believe this was a miracle from the Lord, because I was just praying my heart out to God to help me. You know, send a, you know, referral to Muir Orthopedics. And so, let me tell you, so I was at Muir Orthopedics in Walnut Creek, and I brought the CD in. I gave it to this lady by the name of Michelle, who was absolutely wonderful and just so nice. I was literally just crying because I felt so helpless, and I just was like, something has to be done, and I felt I couldn't fix it. And anyways, she says, well, doctor, I said, any doctor, please, is there any doctor available? And she says, well, Dr. Contreras, he's doing surgeries today, but he's going to get out at this time. We'll see if he can see you. I guess everybody had appointments and all that. So by great miracle of the Lord, he was able to squeeze me in and Isabella in, and I sat there for quite some time because, I mean, I just came unannounced. I couldn't even go straight home. I felt like after leaving Dr. Sacco's office at Eat Space Sports Medicine that I could not go home. I was so distressed. I felt like I needed